One Republic, everybody! Well, that's the way you start off your week, if you ask me. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Ryan Tedder, everybody. You, of course, know him. Singer-songwriter extraordinaire. We get a few minutes to chat, so thank you so much for this. I would like to start this interview by saying, so how are you? But back in April, you penned a pretty candid open letter to all of your fans, and you were really honest. You were struggling with your mental health, anxiety, and you said, listen, guys, I'm on the verge of a nervous breakdown. So when I say, how are you today, Ryan?
I'm good. I'm definitely not going to have a nervous breakdown today.
Okay, good. Right?
Yeah. I was having like panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and not sleeping for, multiple days in a row, and it kept happening over and over and over again, and it's a very, very strange experience. But no, I feel good today. Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm very happy to hear it. All right, so you guys know the major hits that One Republic has turned out over a decade, but Ryan, you have penned some of the biggest hits of all time. When I say the song Halo by Beyonce, for example, or Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis, maybe Rumor Has It by a little singer named Adele, you know her? How do you decide from all of these hits that you've written for other people, do you ever think, I should have kept that one for us?
Not really. It doesn't really happen that way, because if you're writing with another artist, kind of the assumption is if you're on their time, their dime, it's their song, and unless they don't use it, and in which case you can take it back and do what you want to with it. There's probably been a couple songs that in retrospect, I did Beyonce XO, and I heard that the other day, the demo of it. I was like, man, we could have put that. Like, I could have changed the lyrics. And that's probably the only song I can think of, though, in 10 years that I feel like we could do our version of it, and it would be pretty awesome.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about songs with real issues. You've decided to really take a turn in your songwriting, and in your words, write songs about real issues. What does that mean to you?
I think that in popular music today, there's a lot of hits. There's always hit records out, about all kinds of stuff. 99% of the songs that are out, and there's nothing wrong with this, are either like some version of a dance record or boy meets girl, girl boy. It's some kind of relationship thing. And I don't hear anybody writing about stuff, anything that's actually happening. You turn on the news, and every single day is practically terrifying, especially coming from the United States. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's writing about our president and all the issues that people have with him. Nobody's writing about the threats that we face. Nobody's writing about even normal things like global warming or the environment. And I feel like in the 60s and 70s, that's all anybody wrote about. You wrote about what was happening. You didn't just write songs to get hits. You wrote about what you actually reflected society. That's what music's about, and I don't hear people doing it. So we've had, not every song can be a socially conscious record, because that gets preachy and boring and nobody wants that. But you can still write really great, hooky records that make people feel stuff that actually talk about real, think about Buffalo Springfield, For What It's Worth. There's something happening here. One of the biggest records of that era, but it's actually talking about that era. And I just want to hear more artists, doing that. I think there's a way. You have to be a lot smarter. It's harder to do those songs, but you can do them.
All right, speaking of hits, do you guys want to hear more hits?